Hello, Tofudon here with the first commentary video in a while. Based on what I promised from my last video, I will be discussing the annual summer events and ranking them on a tier list. Given that there were only 4 summers since Genshin launched and therefore 4 summer events to go off of, this video will be fairly short and sweet. That being said, let's get into this. Let's start with a journey down memory lane on the Golden Apple Archipelago during the Midsummer Island Adventure event in 1.6. The Golden Apple Archipelago was the first summer event that we were introduced to. This event was the segue to 2.0 Inazuma, offering a plethora of lore and Easter eggs. Players could explore the archipelago using the newly introduced Wave Rider and go on a journey with Mondstadt characters, Klee, John, and Barbara, to uncover the truth behind the Dodo King. We run into the Ragnvinder brothers, Kaeya and Diluc, to observe some comedic dialogue between the two characters. The characters on the banners at the time were Kazuha and Klee. We didn't know this at the time, but the release of Kazuha would redefine supports and the Genshin meta. Kazuha continues to be an outstanding character after 3 years, thanks to the Viridescent Veneer artifact set. You can explore the significance of Kazuha, Animo, and the Viridescent Veneer artifact set in my Genshin Elements video. This event was truly the peak of Hoyoverse, or MiHoYo at the time, with exceptional quest writing, enigmatic sneak peeks, interactive puzzles, comedic character interactions, amazing skins, and fairly decent rewards. I strongly believe this one deserves an S tier. Off to a strong start here. Up next, the Summertime Odyssey again on the Golden Apple Archipelago in 2.8. During the Summertime Odyssey event, we had a limited rerun of the Golden Apple Archipelago. However, the puzzles and chests were not rerun. We had something similar to an empty archipelago refurbished with buildings exclusively for the story about Fischl. I have to admit that I was sorely disappointed, along with the rest of the fan base at the time. Further, the quest wasn't very noteworthy. It felt like a filler episode, if you will, to introduce the Hexen Zirkel, namely Klee's mother, Alice, and a story quest for each of the main characters in the story. On the other hand, the interactions between characters and NPCs in the story were just as comedic as the last year. In Phase 1, we had our first Kazuha rerun, a Klee rerun, and Jesus' debut. Then in Phase 2, Yoimiya rerun. Not very remarkable in terms of the characters rerunning. Decent quests, slightly disappointing exploration and gameplay, unremarkable skins and banners. I believe that the Summertime Odyssey event deserves a low B to high C tier. Coming up is the Secret Summer Paradise event in 3.8. This summer event was the segue from Sumeru to Fontaine, giving us a sneak peek into some very prominent hints about Fontaine's lore, especially about the prophecy and the lore of the Hydro Archon. This event had a new, limited map called the Velurium Village that did not feature the Golden Apple Archipelago like the previous years. I personally would have liked to see more of the Golden Apple Archipelago, but to be fair, it would be hard to milk more content out of the region after 2 years. The Secret Paradise featured the legendary choo-choo cart and track switching, which made exploring the region very fun. There were new mechanics and puzzles that gave players a sneak peek of Fontanian exploration and adventure in the summer event. Not to mention, the events were spot on in this event, especially the Bing Bang Finchball event minigame and the Spino Blaster. The banners during 3.8 featured reruns of Klee, as always, Eula, Kokomi, and Wanderer. All of the summertime events so far have featured Klee, making her a sort of hallmark for Genshin summer events. I thoroughly enjoyed this event, but didn't find it as noteworthy as the very first Golden Apple Archipelago, a tier. Last, but definitely not least, Summertide Scales and Tails. I really enjoyed this event. You can watch my gameplay in the videos I posted. If you somehow have the patience to watch all of it, there is a playlist that I compiled of my gameplay. Once again, we have a limited map this time in a different world. This world was created by a member of the Hexen Zirkel to create a world of fairy tale-like people with their unique lives and fates. I will not spoil too much of the story since I do have gameplay posted, but I really enjoyed the quest this year. The parallels of Wanderer being the puppet abandoned by his creator, and Durin, whose master died leaving him alone in a world that despises him, really gave me shivers. I loved the dynamic of Wanderer and Mini Durin, and the characters featured in the quest like Nilou, Karara, and Navia. Not to mention, the origami animals and the toy townspeople were so cute. The puzzles, as the time-reversing keys made solving the puzzles and helping the toy guards a wonderful experience. That being said, I have to mention how the community was kind of disappointed by the absence of Mondstadt characters per the tradition of the summer events. But the afterword brought some of those characters to Simulanka for a short but nostalgic moment with some very heartwarming moments. Another detail that was really appreciated was one Easter egg in the Broken Sea, which referenced the last summer events in a hidden chamber. The current banners feature Navia and Nilou, two characters who are fairly comfortable in the current meta. So I think this summer's event deserves a strong S tier with the first Golden Apple Archipelago. I understand after reading many Reddit threads that many people have differing opinions on the summer events, so please feel free to share in the comments. Thanks for watching till this point, and I hope you check out my other videos. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.